Hello guys, today we'll be doing internal security. Internal security is actually a part of, internal security is part of GS paper 3 UPSC mains, right? So let's start. सबसे पहले we need to study what is national security doctrine. National security doctrine. बट उससे पहले वी ऑल्सो नीड टू स्टडी कि वॉट इज़, हम कहते हैं ना कि दिस एक्ट शुड नॉट बी डन बिकॉज दिस इज थ्रेटनिंग नेशनल सिक्योरिटी ऑफ द कंट्री. सो वॉट इज़ नेशनल सिक्योरिटी? सी, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी हमें लगता है ना इन द वेरी नैरो टर्म्स कि ओनली इट इज़ सिटीजन्स. We need to protect the citizens and we need to protect the boundaries. But no, this is actually a very narrow definition. This is a very narrow definition of national security, right? So we need to understand this in a broader frame. We need to understand the broader framework of national security. See, I'll give you a mnemonic for it. Actually, I've taken these classes from Shivan sir, so all credit goes to Shivan sir. I'm not taking any of his credit. I am just teaching his content and that's it. So that actually I have made this channel for myself so that I could revise the entire content. So there should be no copyright issues because I am teaching what he has taught to us. That's it. Okay, broader framework of national security. 4E, chirp girlfriend is a disaster. How we will be remembering this कि chirping girlfriend, talkative girlfriend is always a disaster, right? So national security का भी हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? national security in broader terms. national security in broader terms. हम जब भी कोई भी एक्ट, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी ज्योति मल्होत्रा का हुआ था, एक सेकेंड, national security in broader terms. अभी जो हमने देखा, we recently saw that ज्योति मल्होत्रा was she was taken into custody. Why? Because she was threatening the national security of the country. Now what is this national security? This is what we will be understanding. That is why I have named the topic as national security in broader terms. Okay, so it consists of, सबसे पहले तो obviously military means borders of the country. Borders of the country को तो protect करना है because if you are protecting the borders of the country, then only you will be protecting the national security. You will be protecting the country. So borders, it may be land border, it may be sea border, or I should be saying the maritime borders or the airspace. तीनों को ही protect करना is the part of national security, right? Then it is economic security. कोई हमें economic front पे ना exploit करे और हम अपनी इकोनॉमिक वल्नरेबिलिटीज़ को प्लग इन कर सके, ठीक है. देन इट इज़ एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी. देन इट इज़ एनवायरमेंटल सिक्योरिटी. एंड देन इट इज़ एथनिक सिक्योरिटी, राइट. आई विल गिव यू द एग्जाम्पल सो दैट थिंग्स आर मोर क्लियर. इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी इज़ फॉर एग्जाम्पल financial transactions of the country are not hampered. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप UPI कर रहे हो, तो UPI कर रहे हो तो इस पर कोई अटैक ना हो. अगर कोई कंट्री इस पर अटैक कर रही है कि हम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं ढंग से, देन ऑल्सो दैट इज़ अ थ्रेट टू नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. एनर्जी इज वी आर एबल टू प्रोटेक्ट आर एनर्जी एसेट्स इन डिफरेंट कंट्रीज. वी आर एबल टू प्रोटेक्ट आर एनर्जी एसेट्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल पाइपलाइंस, जो हम पाइपलाइंस है विच हैव बीन लेड सो दैट वी कुड इम्पोर्ट ऑयल. हमारी ऑयल डिपेंडेंसी है ना, इम्पोर्ट करते हैं. वी आर एन ऑयल इम्पोर्टिंग नेशन. इसको हमें इम्पोर्ट करना है तो पाइपलाइंस हैव टू बी लेड डाउन. सो प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ दैट एनर्जी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और द एनर्जी एसेट्स is known as protecting energy security of the country. Environmental it is a very important mudda, I should be saying, which is emerging because wait just a second, because environmental impact has led to climate change, and climate change is something which will force people to migrate. Migration will lead to losing of their livelihood, and when it will be losing of their livelihood, it would be, I guess I have written wrong spelling, just a second. Losing of their livelihood, right? So it will be impacting people, losing of their livelihood, and then it would lead to poverty, a very vicious trap. ठीक है. Ethnic securities, for example, we could see this in happening in Manipur. The conflict between, or the fight between the Kukis and the Meiteis. We have to ensure कि हमारी national harmony, we have to ensure कि हमारा national harmony जो है, harmony and brotherhood are all intact. ये intact रहे. ठीक है. Then it is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. चर्प था ना, CHIRP. C से साइबर सिक्योरिटी. साइबर सिक्योरिटी हमारी थ्रेटन होएगी अगर हमारी क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे अगर अटैक होगा. फॉर एग्जांपल जेल एंड पोर्ट पे जो अटैक था रिसेंटली, साइबर अटैक, तो इट वाज अटैक ऑन अ नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. हेल्थ सिक्योरिटी, फॉर एग्जांपल कोविड पैंडमिक कैन बी रिटन एज एन एग्जांपल. ठीक है. इंफॉर्मेशन सिक्योरिटी. इंफॉर्मेशन इज people running a propaganda and what should I say, and फैलाना क्या कहेंगे हम, and disseminating misinformation and disinformation. Now what is the difference between misinformation and disinformation? See, disinformation is intentional harm. इसमें you are in misinformation is when you spread the information but you do not have a malicious intent. इसमें हमारा malicious intent नहीं होता है, but disinformation में हमारा होता ही we have a very malicious intent. Resource security, for example हमारी जो rivers है, for example ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर पे चाइना जो है हमें data provide नहीं करता है ना. data is not provided by China. अब it is not provided by China, data is not provided by China, तो वो artificial डैम्स एंड आर्टिफिशियल स्ट्रक्चर्स इरेक्ट कर रहा है वहाँ पे. सो क्या होता है कि वो पानी रोक देता है एंड वो सडनली रिलीज भी कर देता है. एंड व्हेन द वाटर इज सडनली रिलीज, इट लीड्स टू इनंडेशन ऑफ असम. तभी हम ब्रह्मपुत्र कहते हैं इट इज़ अ सॉरो ऑफ असम. ब्रह्मपुत्र इज सॉरो ऑफ असम. ठीक है. एंड पी से क्या है, इज पॉलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी और पॉलिटिकल सिक्योरिटी. ठीक है. चर्प हो गया. एंड गर्ल फ्रेंड F इज अ डिजास्टर. दिस विल कंप्लीट अ टॉपिक ऑफ नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. द ब्रॉडर टर्म्स में व्हाट इज नेशनल सिक्योरिटी इज जियोपॉलिटिकल, नॉट पॉलिटिकल एज इन जियो स्ट्रैटेजिक, कि वी नीड टू बी autonomous एज इन नो वन कैन आर्म ट्विस्ट अस. कोई हमारा हाथ ना मोड़ सके. फॉर एग्जाम्पल PL 480 ड्यूरिंग आर फूड क्राइसिस और व्हेन वी वर नॉट सेल्फ सफिशिएंट, then we used to import from USA. और वो हमारे खाने में क्या मिला के भेजता था, समथिंग नोन एज कॉटन, आई एम फॉरगेटिंग द नेम, एक वीड मिला के भेजता था. एंड दैट वॉज अ टाइम व्हेन वी रियलाइज कि वी नीड टू बी सेल्फ सफिशिएंट इन फूड and self-sufficient in food, and that is why we went for green revolution. Green revolution was HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds, plus technology, plus irrigation facilities, all these combined so that we could become self-sufficient. And today we are the exporting country, grains exporting country. At one time we used to import under public law 480, under public law 480 from USA. So this becoming of India as a self-sufficient country is an example of what is known as I'm forgetting the name. There is a terminology in international relation. It is so that no one can arm twist us. Strategic autonomy. Yes, strategic autonomy. We need to be self-sufficient. Strategic autonomy so that no one can arm twist us, right? And now what is geostrategic? F says food security. फूड में हमारे दो कंपोनेंट्स आएंगे. एक होएगा हमारा हंगर, दैट इज माल न्यूट्रिशन एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड दूसरा इज न्यूट्रिएंट डेफिशिएंसी ना हो. सो उसके लिए वी हैव डन इज फूड फोर्टिफिकेशन. ठीक है. और हंगर के लिए ऑब्वियसली वी डिड व्हाट इज नोन एज द PDS reforms so that we could give rice and wheat to poor people at 2 rupees kg and 3 rupees kg. So there would be procurement by the government and then distribution through ration shops. So these all the factors constitute or make up what is known as a broader definition of national security. Now we will be moving towards national security doctrine. See, India does not have a formal national security doctrine. Okay, we are yet to frame. We are yet to frame this doctrine. Okay, we are yet to frame this doctrine. So NCSC, National Security Council Secretariat, NSCS, National Security Council Secretariat is in process of framing this doctrine. So we need to understand what is this doctrine, why this is in news, what it consists of, and what are the challenges in framing. अभी तक frame नहीं हुआ, that means there are some challenges ना which has not been resolved, and that is why it has not been framed till date. ठीक है, now what would be the conclusion or what should be the way forward. ठीक है, so what is national security doctrine? National security doctrine की definition, or this could be also used as an introduction. ठीक है, इसका definition or introduction is कि it is a set of vision, objectives. It is a set of visions and objectives that will further India's interest, and also help us to solve future challenges, and that will include an interplay between different agencies. Now what are these agencies? See, हमारे कौन कौन लोग हैं जो प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं? These are armed forces, these are intelligence agencies, and these are diplomats who are known as ambassadors. So interplay between these agencies so as to further India's interest and fight future challenges. It will be a doctrine which will consist of vision and objectives, plus also it will consist of how we need to modernize the armed forces. For example, coming up of integrated theatre command, or what should I say, all the reforms which are basically pending. So before these reforms, we need to have an overarching doctrine. ठीक है, what have been the challenges in framing this doctrine? Challenges in framing national security doctrine. There is a political hesitancy. Why is there is a political hesitancy? There is a political hesitancy. Shiv Shankar Menon, a very renowned person, Shiv Shankar Menon, says that 3 attempts have been made so as to frame this doctrine, but this wasn't framed. Why? Because this will properly delineate the role and the responsibilities, and so as to evade this, the political class has not been able to form the doctrine. Then there is a poor civil-military relationship which is hampering this. Civil is civil administration and military is obviously military. So there is a poor civil-military relationship which is leading to a not forming of this doctrine. ठीक है, then you can write about कि some people say that there is strategic restraint. Actually India is blamed कि we do follow a policy of strategic restraint. We restrain ourselves. So this might be the reason for not framing it. It is said generally by Western scholars. They condemn India, or I should be saying they allege India. वो allege करते हैं कि India is the one who always is in the shoes of restrainment. ठीक है, then there is then Anil Chauhan, the CDS, the current CDS says that the policy of deliberate non-disclosure. Now what does this mean, deliberate non-disclosure? He says that we do not have, you think that we do not have NST. Okay, we do not have a formally written NST. formally written नहीं है, but that does not mean India does not have a NSD. India might have a NSD, but the only thing is it does not have a formally written NSD, so that it could provide India a upper hand. It could provide India upper hand as in key. It could provide India upper hand so as to strategically maneuver itself in the during crisis. ठीक है? So these were the challenges, and now we'll be studying कि एक कौन सा चीज़ बचा है, let me see, wait. What has been done, why it is in news? Because NSCS, National Security Council Secretariat is in they are in talks to frame this doctrine, right? What it consists of, I have written, it is an interplay between the three forces, the armed forces, diplomats, and the intelligence agencies. The challenges I have told, and now conclusion. There is a wonderful conclusion which you need to remember, a conclusion or a way forward. See, this is a very evolving geopolitical landscape which is actually conflict ridden geopolitical landscape. What this conflict ridden geopolitical landscape needs a adaptive, a comprehensive, and evolving. Just learn these keywords. समझ रहे हो, सुन रहे हो? Learn these keywords: adaptive, comprehensive, and evolving national security doctrine. Now this completes the topic of national security doctrine. In next class we'll be studying left wing extremism. Okay, it is also known as Naxalism, which is a very grave national security threat in India, as said by our former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji, right? It is also known as Maoism, right? Thank you. I am concluding this video, and thank you.